Never place your bed in this position, or else not only will your money slip away, but your health will decline. Your mind will feel restless, and peaceful sleep will become impossible. Hello, I am Master Quan. In Feng Shui, your bed is not just a place where you sleep. It is considered the energy center of your entire home. This is the spot where your body rests, your spirit is recharged, and it is also the very point that determines whether wealth stays with you or silently disappears. Unfortunately, many families unknowingly place their beds in forbidden positions, leading to declining health and financial loss without even realizing it. In today's video, I will show you the most common mistakes people make when placing their bed, along with simple ways to fix them, so you can turn your bedroom into a space that nurtures health, peace, and prosperity for your entire family. Stay with me until the end of the video, because I promise you do not want to miss the powerful tips coming up next. But before we get started, drop a positive affirmation in the comments as a way to start welcoming good fortune right now. You can write something like, "My bed brings me peace, health, and long-lasting wealth." And if you want to continue discovering simple yet powerful Feng Shui tips to protect your money, grow your wealth, and live in harmony, do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Every video I share could be a small key that opens the door to a big shift in your family's energy. So, what are the mistakes people often make when placing their bed? Right now, I will reveal each one to you. Some of them may seem harmless, but in reality, they quietly block your health and your wealth. The first mistake, the bed faces the doorway. In Feng Shui, the doorway is considered the entry point of energy, meaning it is the very first place where external energy flows into the room. When your bed is placed directly in line with the door, your body becomes the receiver of that incoming energy stream. This setup is known as the coffin position, a term from folklore that emphasizes how dangerous this placement can be. The reason is simple. Your bed is where your body rests. It needs stillness and stability. Meanwhile, energy at the doorway constantly changes. It can be strong or weak, fast or slow, depending on whether the door is open, closed, or how air moves in from outside. If your bed lies directly in this energy path, your body will never truly be at rest. You will be constantly exposed to a stream of energy hitting straight at you, making it hard to sleep deeply, leaving your mind uneasy, and often causing you to feel tired when you wake up. From a health perspective, sleeping in this position means your body is being stimulated by active energy instead of being nurtured by calm, collected energy. While resting, the body needs to feel supported and stable. But in the coffin position, the energy is too direct and aggressive. Over time, this can weaken your immune system, affect your nervous system, and lead to restless sleep with poor physical recovery. In terms of wealth, Feng Shui views the bed as the center where good energy gathers, a foundation of stability that helps attract and hold on to prosperity. But if the bed faces the door, the energy coming in does not stay. It flows straight through and out, just like money that comes in but does not stay. This is why this position is said to drain wealth and block the accumulation of fortune within the household. So, from both a health and financial standpoint, placing your bed directly in front of the door is a major disadvantage. Your body does not feel protected, your mind is always on alert, and your prosperity energy is constantly leaking away. That is why the coffin position is ranked among the top Feng Shui taboos in the bedroom. It is a setup you should absolutely avoid. The second mistake, placing your bed under a window. In Feng Shui, windows are the pathways through which light, wind, and energy enter and exit a space. They are constantly changing and are never considered a stable support. When your bed is placed directly under a window, especially if the head of the bed or your back is against it, it can lead to a deep sense of unease, directly affecting your health and finances. The body lying beneath a window is exposed to dynamic, moving energy instead of calm, settled energy. Sometimes the wind blows in, sometimes harsh light shines through, or outside energy may suddenly surge in. This kind of disturbance causes restless sleep, mental tension, and poor physical recovery. Psychologically, the head of the bed should ideally be backed by a solid wall, symbolizing protection. But if it is only backed by an empty window, the subconscious feels unprotected and exposed. Over time, this can lead to anxiety and stress. Your financial energy is also affected. Since the bed is supposed to collect positive energy, having it under a window means that energy escapes as quickly as it enters. Prosperity comes and goes, making wealth unstable. On top of that, morning sunlight can disrupt your natural sleep rhythm, and cold nighttime air can cause neck and head pain, natural factors, but they clearly reflect a core Feng Shui principle. Without protection, balance cannot be maintained. So it is best to avoid placing your bed directly under a window. If space is limited and you must do so, use thick curtains or a screen to block some of the wind and light. Also, consider placing a low cabinet or a headboard shelf behind the bed to create a sense of support. This will help calm the energy, improve your sleep, and give wealth energy a chance to settle in. The third mistake, placing the bed in the middle of the room. Placing your bed in the center of the room with open space on all four sides is a common layout mistake in modern bedroom design. Many people think it creates balance and openness, but in Feng Shui, this is actually a harmful arrangement because the bed lacks the necessary protection and stability. When your bed sits in the middle with no wall or support behind it, you are left feeling adrift. This feeling is not just conscious, but also subconscious. Your body senses that it has no support, and your mind cannot feel completely secure. That is why sleep in this position tends to be shallow, and you are more likely to wake suddenly or feel a constant sense of alertness. From an energy flow standpoint, the center of the room is the most active area. Energy from the door, window, and other openings tends to converge here. Instead of collecting and settling, the energy in the center disperses and shifts constantly. When your bed is placed in this zone, your body is not being nourished by grounded energy, but is instead exposed to chaotic, moving forces. That is what makes your energy unstable and drains your vitality. In terms of finances, Feng Shui holds that gathering energy is essential for wealth to form and grow. A bed in the center lacks protection, causing energy to scatter in all directions instead of staying concentrated. As a result, wealth is difficult to hold on to. Money may come in, but it does not stay, making long-term prosperity hard to achieve. Additionally, a bed placed in the middle of the room symbolizes isolation. In your living space, every object needs a sense of connection, something to lean on, to create feelings of stability. A bed floating in the middle has none of that, which can leave the homeowner feeling alone in life, lacking support both emotionally and energetically. Therefore, Feng Shui advises that the bed should never be placed right in the center of the room. The best placement is to have the head of the bed against a solid wall with just enough space on both sides and the door still visible from where you sleep. The fourth mistake, placing the bed under an overhead beam. In Feng Shui, ceiling beams are considered a source of heavy pressure. When the bed is placed directly beneath a beam, the person sleeping there is subjected to the symbolic weight pressing down from above. This is one of the worst layouts you can have in a bedroom, as it not only creates mental strain, but also brings multiple negative effects on health and wealth. From a psychological perspective, sleeping under a beam causes the subconscious mind to constantly sense something heavy hanging overhead. Even with your eyes closed, your brain still registers the feeling of pressure. This state makes it difficult for the body to relax, leading to restless sleep and frequent nightmares. Over time, this lingering sense of pressure can cause chronic stress, anxiety, or even insomnia. In terms of physical health, sleeping under a beam is considered harmful because the airflow along the ceiling gets blocked and is forced downward directly onto the sleeping area. When energy becomes heavy and stops circulating smoothly, your body is exposed to unbalanced energy. This can lead to headaches, tightness in the chest, or a sense of exhaustion upon waking. If the beam is directly above your head, the impact on the nervous system and mental state is even more significant. If it is above the torso, circulation problems may occur, and energy flow within the body becomes restricted. Financially speaking, beams in Feng Shui symbolize suppression and pressure. When the bed, a place that is meant to gather and nurture good energy, is located under such a spot, prosperity energy is blocked and unable to grow. Life may begin to feel weighed down, career progress can stall, and financial opportunities may become few and far between. That is why this layout was especially avoided in traditional Feng Shui, with elders often warning the younger generation not to make this mistake. On top of that, sleeping under a beam can even affect the sense of harmony within the household. The invisible pressure from above creates a tense atmosphere, making it easier for small conflicts to arise between family members. This is a direct reflection of how unstable energy fields can impact emotional well-being. Therefore, you should never place your bed under an overhead beam. If the room has no other layout option, try repositioning the bed to avoid lying directly beneath it. In cases where the bed cannot be moved, consider installing a false ceiling or using a cover structure to soften the beam's effect and minimize its direct impact. The fifth mistake, placing the bed near the bathroom. In Feng Shui, the bathroom is considered a source of unclean energy, a place filled with damp, polluted, and constantly shifting energy. When a bed is positioned close to a bathroom, the person sleeping there will directly absorb that negative energy, leading to harmful consequences for both health and finances. This is one of the positions that Feng Shui strongly advises against. Let us begin with the environmental aspect. Bathrooms are typically humid, prone to unpleasant odors, and can harbor bacteria even when cleaned regularly. If your bed is placed near this area, these negative elements can easily spread into your sleeping space. Breathing in that air night after night puts your respiratory and digestive systems at risk and weakens your immune system over time. Sleeping in such a polluted environment makes it difficult to get restful sleep, and you often wake up feeling tired and drained. From a Feng Shui energy standpoint, the bed needs clean and calm energy, a gentle, stable energy flow that nourishes the body. In contrast, bathrooms emit turbulent, heavy energy that is constantly being flushed away. These two types of energy are in complete opposition. When the bed is too close to the bathroom, the good energy is overwhelmed by the bad, preventing the body from absorbing what it needs. Sleep becomes shallow, the mind feels unsettled, and your life energy cannot properly recover. Now looking at the financial side, Feng Shui sees bathrooms as places where energy is lost. Putting your bed near one is like placing yourself in the middle of a zone where prosperity flows out. Money may come in, but it leaves just as quickly. You work hard but struggle to see or accumulate wealth. That is why this bed placement is considered one of the leading causes of financial leakage and long-term instability. Now that we have uncovered the dangerous mistakes in bed placement, let us take a closer look at specific situations in the bedroom, where even a small choice can make a big difference in your peace and prosperity. First situation, a small room with the door and window placed diagonally from each other. In many homes, especially small rooms, the entrance door and the window are often set up diagonally. This layout is quite common as it helps the space feel more open and ventilated. However, if the bed is not positioned correctly in this case, it can easily fall into the path of disruptive energy flow. Feng Shui principles show that when the door and the window are set at a diagonal, the energy will travel in a straight line across the room. If the bed happens to be in that line of flow, the person sleeping there will be directly exposed to this rushing current. This can lead to restless sleep, a sense of unease, and an inability to fully recharge. The most important rule in this setup is place the bed where you can still see the door, but do not have your feet pointing directly at it. This is because the entrance is a dynamic area. It is where strong energy comes in and out. If your feet face the door, your body falls into a state of energy exit, which Feng Shui considers a sign of drained vitality and unstable fortune. Additionally, due to the small space, many people tend to place the bed close to the door or along the walkway to save room. But this is a big mistake. A bed right next to the door exposes the sleeper to active, moving energy, just like sleeping in a hallway, with no peace. Feng Shui considers this position harmful to both your health and your wealth. In this case, the best choice is to place the bed in the opposite corner of the room, far enough from the door and out of the direct line of energy flowing from the door to the window. This placement allows the sleeper to still see the entrance, giving a sense of safety, while keeping the body outside of the draft and letting energy settle and nurture. Second situation, a room with two doors. Some homes or apartments are designed with bedrooms that have two doors. These are often transitional spaces, like rooms connecting two areas, or rooms that lead to a bathroom, living room, or hallway. In Feng Shui, this layout is far from ideal for placing a bed because the room becomes a space where energy moves quickly and changes constantly. Feng Shui teaches that every door is an energy entry point. When there are two doors, the energy no longer settles but instead gets scattered, rushing from one door to the other. If a bed is placed in this kind of environment, the sleeper ends up lying in the middle of an invisible wind tunnel. Energy does not pause, it just flows straight through. As a result, sleep is often disturbed, the mind feels unsettled, and the body cannot properly restore itself during rest. Not only that, a room with two doors also symbolizes instability. In Feng Shui, the bed is supposed to collect and hold energy. It represents stability and security. But when energy keeps flowing from both directions, it becomes difficult for wealth energy to accumulate. Things feel scattered. You may work hard but struggle to hold on to results, making progress difficult and unsustainable. Of course, not everyone can change the structure of their home. So if you have to use a room with two doors as a bedroom, Feng Shui suggests separating and shielding the energy flow. You can place a large wardrobe, a desk, or use curtains or a folding screen between the two doors. This helps slow down the flow of energy, reduce turbulence, and create a more stable energy zone around the bed. Third situation, a room with one door and one window directly facing each other. In many modern homes, one of the most common bedroom layouts is having the door and window aligned opposite each other. At first glance, this seems convenient. The room feels bright, airy, and comfortable. But according to Feng Shui, this setup creates a serious problem. When the door brings in energy, it shoots straight across and exits through the window. The room falls into a state called energy piercing the room. The energy comes in, then goes right out, with no place to settle. And if the bed is placed in that flow, the person sleeping there ends up in a very unfavorable position. Just imagine your body is lying in the middle of an invisible draft, with energy constantly moving and never resting. The result? Your sleep becomes light and shallow, your mind feels uneasy, and when you wake up, you may feel tired because your energy never got fully restored during the night. Not only is your health affected, but this layout also makes it hard for prosperity to stay. The bed, which is supposed to gather good energy, ends up sitting in a stream of energy that rushes in and quickly escapes, just like money that comes and goes. The best solution is to place the bed out of direct alignment with both the door and the window. Choose a spot in a corner away from the entrance, quiet but still within view of the door. The head of the bed must be backed by a solid wall to give a sense of support and grounding. When you follow this setup, your sleep will improve, your mind will feel more settled, and most importantly, your prosperity energy will begin to gather and support the family's long-term abundance. Fourth situation, a room with two windows. Many bedrooms are designed with two windows to allow more natural light and better airflow. From a living perspective, this is a great advantage. But in Feng Shui, it carries hidden risks. When a room has two windows, the energy becomes too strong, constantly moving and hard to control. If the bed is placed incorrectly, the person sleeping there will be exposed to that energy flow, leading to restless sleep, declining health, and unstable fortune. Feng Shui sees each window as a breathing hole of the room where energy enters and exits. One window is enough to create movement. Two windows at once can scatter energy in multiple directions, making it unstable. If the bed is placed directly beneath or in front of a window, the body will be caught in a moving energy zone, hit by wind, exposed to direct light, and lacking support behind. The result is poor sleep, physical exhaustion, and over time, impact on the nervous system and immune health. Even more importantly, placing a bed under two windows causes energy to scatter. Instead of nourishing the body, good energy flows out through the openings, making it hard for wealth and opportunities to stay. A better solution is to move the bed out of direct alignment with the windows and place the headboard against a solid wall for stability. If close to a window, use heavy curtains to block wind and light. When the room energy settles, sleep improves and wealth energy can gather. After all we have discussed, remember this: your bed is more than a place to sleep. It plays a central role in your home's feng shui. Placed right, it gathers energy, supports rest, strengthens health, and holds prosperity. Placed wrong, it drains energy, disrupts peace, and lets money slip away. That is why you should always remember these 3 golden rules. Do not place your bed too close to the door. Make sure the head of your bed is backed by a solid surface. And always position your bed so you can see the door, but never directly face it. These are the foundations for creating harmony in your living space and opening the door for wealth energy to remain in your family. Before you leave this video, leave a positive affirmation in the comments to start attracting good fortune today. You can write, "I am sleeping on a bed that brings peace, health, and prosperity to my family." And if you found these insights helpful, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you can continue this journey with me in upcoming videos, where I will be sharing more practical feng shui secrets to help you protect your money, grow your wealth, and live in harmony.